On this episode of Slainte, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia is our destination as we find ourselves at 96 Water Street, home of Rudder's Seafood Restaurant and Brewery. We'll discover what got this microbrewery up and running, get a look at their brew system, and find out what keeps patrons coming back again and again. Today, I'm in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, down on Water Street, where I've discovered Rudder's Seafood and Brewery. This microbrewery and restaurant combo is a real powerhouse in the area and known near and far by seafoodies and craft beer connoisseurs alike. To find out what inspired him to dive into the craft beer scene, I spoke with the owner and brewer, Cliff.
I personally was really lucky. 12 years, I've been working here for 14 years. 12 years ago, the first brewer had his own brewery, Randy Lawrence. He owns Sea Level Brewing. He was too busy with his brewery, so he had to leave. So the assistant brewer at the time stepped up to be the full brewer. I stepped up to be the assistant brewer, and I did that for about 10 years. And then 2 years ago, Mike Ferguson, who was the brewer, retired, and I stepped up to be the full brewer. So I have received on-the-job training and then self-taught from there.
And so you kind of started here and made your way up. Did you have any intention of taking it over and brewing in the first place?
Not at all. I did want to be the brewer. Okay. You know, the goal of being an owner was, you know, I joked about it. Like someone said, what would you do if you won the lottery? Instead of like just retiring, I said, I'd buy this place. So it was kind of like forecasting the future. And I used to joke with other people, it's like, when I'm the owner, it's going to be like this. But so now be careful what you wish for, because now it's here, and there's it's a lot more than I had anticipated, but it's wonderful.
That is wonderful. Yeah. And may I ask, when you say, like, if I won the lottery, I would buy this place, why? Why did you feel that way?
I just liked it so much. It's just, I've always enjoyed doing this, and it's such an amazing place. It's a historic building on the waterfront. One of the busiest restaurants in Nova Scotia with its own brewery attached to it, so we're able to supply ourselves. And it's just, you know, I see the sunset every night when I'm working, and it's awesome.
You said that it's a historic building. Can you talk a bit about that?
I can. It was originally built, I'm not quite sure, but early 1800s. The way I describe it, it was like the trading post for the town. Anything that was to be imported from Europe or Boston would come to this building in the sailing ships, unloaded, and vice versa. Anything to be exported to Europe or Boston would come to this building and load it on the ships, and away it would go. So, for example, I own a small farm about 15 minutes inland, and my farm used to supply 75 barrels of apples to India every year. So they would be transported to this building, loaded onto the boats, and away it would go.
Is the original building, this is it? Like, It's still intact?
It's still intact. There was an extra portion of the building that burnt back in the 70s, but they managed to save the rest of the building. And this entire building was originally built on a wharf. So it still is, you just can't tell, because there's a second basement below the lower basement that is still on a wharf.
I'm so curious, Cliff. So when you started here and when you started brewing, they already had these beer recipes in place?
They did. The brewer, Randy Lawrence, was the original designer of our standard recipes, or our signature recipes. So it's our blonde, our red, our brown, and our raspberry. And so those are on our menu, so we maintain those all the time, but we're allowed to, we have specialty beers on tap. So right now there is an Killam's Irish Red Ale and a Strange Path IPA, which just got introduced yesterday at the Yarmouth Craft Beer Show.
And where would you like to see the future of Rudders?
I have lots of plans for Rudders. We would like to get into the Nova Scotia Liquor Commission. We're actually canning our beer for the first time this Thursday. So that's receiving a lot of excitement because people really love our raspberry and our blonde beers, so they're gonna hopefully come pick them up and take them home and enjoy them on their deck and or by the campfire. There is a train that's a part of Rudders, an old caboose station. We're going to turn that into a beer garden for the summer. So we're going to extend the patio and just have lots of great appetizers, and so you can sit on the waterfront and drink beer and have some amazing, unique appetizers. We are considering, this is only considering, this would be depending how busy the brewery gets, is building a second brewery. So I don't think our brewery has the capability of keeping up if we do go into the liquor stores.
Mm-hmm,
So
I bet.
it'll have to be a double, I have to clone myself somehow and be in two places at once.
It sounded like there was a lot of things to be excited about at Rudders. To hear a bit more about their menu and how he got his start in the kitchen, I spoke to the head chef, Herb.
Basically, I started out washing dishes, and then I worked my way up, and then they brought me into the kitchen, and I've been there ever since.
Do you cook with any of the beer?
I do. I cook with the blonde for our beer-battered fish, and we sometimes use the Irish for that as well.
How is it cooking with beer that is brewed like in-house?
It's almost the same as a can, but it's got more flavor than your traditional like can of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it interesting to work with?
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to make?
I do a barbecue sauce that I use the red in. It's actually in one of our new sandwiches that we've implemented on our menu. It's the steak flatbread sandwich.
Herb, what is your favorite thing about working here at Rudders?
Just the atmosphere and the people that we work with. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. All the friendships and stuff that I've made over the years of being here, it's just been wonderful.
Is there anything up and coming that you're really excited about?
I usually do a brewer's dinner like once a year. So it's basically a 4-course dinner, and each course is served with a beer, and I use the beer to cook with as well. I've been doing this for 12 years so far. And I get a really good turnout for it, and I usually sell out.
Really? So that's your event?
Yep.
You started that?
I didn't. My previous manager did.
Okay.
And then he had left, so I had taken it over and been doing it ever since.
And what do you really like about it?
I get to do my own thing. So I come up with a menu, figure it all out, and then execute it.
Next up on Slainte, we get to talk with some of the staff to find out what makes Rudders so unique. And I get the chance to lend a hand in the milling room. Rudders Seafood and Brewery in Yarmouth is a scenic venue for great food and carries an assortment of delicious handcrafted brews. To learn a bit more about the customer experience and what it takes to keep a business like this up and running, I spoke with their office manager, Megan.
My title is office manager, so I do anything and everything when it comes to bookwork, paperwork, payroll, all of that jazz. There's a lot of invoices that need paying to run a business like this, right? So all of those go through the office, and that's a big part of my job, making sure things run as smooth as possible.
And how did you ever find yourself here at Rudders?
It's actually a funny story. So when I was in university, I was bartending here. And so, bartended my way through the summers and then went to university back in the Valley area. Made my way back here, worked somewhere else for a little while, and I heard there was an opening in the office. And I thought, what better chance to hop on board with, one of my favorite places that I've ever worked. So, yeah.
What is your favorite thing about working here at Rudders?
Honestly, the summer season with the tourists and, just how busy it gets. Because, we rely on our locals too, don't get me wrong. But there's just something about that when a tourist asks, like, well, what's your favorite? And it's like, ooh, you want my opinion? Okay. So that's a good chance to give you recommendations because they want to hear it, right? Locals know what they like, but tourists want to hear what the locals want. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Just chatting with tourists when they come in. It's pretty special. I'm not gonna lie.
That's so special.
Yeah.
Well, Megan, what is your favorite?
Food, drink, what are we talking?
Everything.
Everything, okay. If I'm drinking a beer, it's the raspberry blonde. It's the
Delicious.
raspberry blonde, yes. Yeah.
Why do you say?
Yeah. I like a fruity beer. That's probably, I'm not crazy into the hops, so I'll stick away from, the IPA and the Irish.
Yeah.
But no, and I do like the red. The red's very smooth. But so if I'm drinking a beer, that's what I'm drinking. Cocktail, my favorite would have to be probably the Sunset Martini.
Ooh, what is that?
Sunset Martini we have it on our menu. It is Disaronno and Malibu with pineapple juice and cranberry juice. Just picture that on ice with a nice little cherry for garnish. Oh, it's delicious, trust me. Yeah.
I have
it's
to get
so,
one now.
It's so, you think the beer drinking is dangerous? Wait till you sip on one of those. Oh yeah.
No way.
Yes, they go down very smoothly.
Okay, very good to
so
know.
those are good. Those are great actually.
Oh, lovely.
What else? Everything is so good on the menu, right? If I'm eating a meal, a spicy dill pickle Caesar is my favorite. Yeah.
Yum.
Yes. Yeah.
Spicy dill pickle Caesar.
Pairs excellent with the bacon wrapped scallops.
And Megan, I actually saw on your menu that you make some cocktails with the beer.
Yes, yeah, we've got a couple. We do a Caesar with the beer. We've got one called the Blonde Shenanigans. That one there has raspberry liqueur. We've got raspberry liqueur in there, in with the beer and a couple different juices. So it's like a fruity beer. That one's really good too.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about Rudders?
I'd be lying if I said anything other than the food.
Yeah.
Anything other than the food. I am a huge fan of seafood. Love the fish cakes. The fish cakes. Have you had the fish cakes yet? Oh, you'll have to. You'll have to. Yeah. Fish cakes are delicious. I'm a huge fan of creamed lobster.
Yum.
It's a delicacy. So creamy, so delicious. I could go on and on about the creamed lobster. We serve it so many different ways, right? A hot lobster roll, hot lobster sandwich, lobster poutine, if you're a fry girl. I know, right? So good.
I was definitely sold on the lobster, but something even more important called to me: beer. So I joined Cliff to take a look at a very important part of the brew process.
Cliff, where are we right now? What is this?
Well, this is our milling room. This is the 4th floor of our brewery, the attic of the building. This is where we store our grain, and this is where we mill the grain before we brew.
Incredible. How do you get the grain all the way up here?
We have to hoist it up all 4 floors through a hatch in the attic we just installed an electric hoist a month ago. Before, it was all by hand with a pulley and block and tackle.
No way. So everyone here was like ripped.
We were. It felt like the Hulk after a day of hoisting 50-pound bags of grain.
I bet. I
Yeah, so I'm
absolutely
glad we
bet.
got the electric winch.
Me too. That's
Yeah,
good.
it was long overdue.
And so at what point of the brew process do you do this?
This gets done the day before we actually brew. It's called prep day. It's where we clean all the equipment, where we get our spring water delivered and preheated, and we mill our grain for the recipe of the beer we're brewing the next day.
Incredible. And how do we do that?
We have to lift these bags up and dump it in the hopper, and then the milling machine does the rest, and it mills it, and then it holds it in this hopper until we're ready to start brewing the next day.
Incredible. So if it all goes into here, how does that get into your tanks?
This is right above our mash tun, which is in the floor below us, and we just make a connection with the pipes, and the grain flows from here through the hopper, down the ceiling, into the mash tun, where we're injecting the water to hydrate the grain and extract the sugar.
This is quite a process then.
It is.
You've really thought it through, I can see.
And then even below that is our kettle on the first floor. So then the water flows from the mash tun down to the kettle. So this is a 10-barrel gravity-fed brewery. So gravity does all the work until it's done.
That is so cool.
Very fortunate to have a big building to do all this work for us.
And do you find that affects the beer?
Don't really know the difference. It's just there's no need for mechanical assistance to move anything along through the brewing process.
Okay, so maybe it would save you some energy?
Energy and just more, like the more mechanical processes you add, the chances of something going wrong or just interfering with the beer.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we gonna do now?
We're gonna dump the grain into the hopper here, and then the milling machine's gonna do all the work.
Okay, fascinating. I've actually never done this before.
All right, well, let's give it a shot.
Yes, I'm so interested. So what is our first step?
First step is turn the machine on.
That makes sense.
Then we grab the bag of grain. Here you go. Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah! Ooh, I'm just joking. I just dump it right in?
Just dump it right in.
I love all the...
Yeah.
Smells wonderful!
Good.
Oh, you turned it off.
It is. And now we're ready to brew tomorrow.
How exciting.
It is.
Cliff, that was so cool. Thank you so much for showing that to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Next up on Slainte. I know how they brew it. Now let's see how it tastes. I sit down for a beer adventure at Rudders Brewpub in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Located in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Rudders offers a selection of delightful craft beer and local seafood. Having had the chance to meet some of the talented staff and even had a glimpse into the art of grain milling, I had definitely worked up a thirst. It was finally time to sit down and try some of the beers for myself.
So, Cliff, the very first one you said was the blonde?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you said it was the most popular beer.
It's the most popular beer that we have. So, I brew it very often.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love the color of it, that beautiful straw. Like,
It is a nice straw color. It has very low IBUs. Well, the only hops we use in this one are Cascades.
okay, so you do have some hops in this.
All beers have some hops. It's just the more you put in, the more you'll taste the hops. So the two flavors you usually get from beer are either the malt, which comes from the grain, or the hop flavor. So there's a balance between the two. So the more malt you have, you'll end up with the red or the brown. The more hops you'll have, you'll end up with the IPA or the Irish
Okay.
in the flavors.
Wonderful. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I can see why that's so popular. That is lovely, Cliff.
Awesome, thanks.
So smooth. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we try to achieve very low bitterness for some of our just easy drinking beers.
That is so easy to drink. Like, that's dangerous how easy that is. That is lovely. My goodness. So the next one is the raspberry.
Yes.
And with your raspberry wheat, so you start with the blonde recipe?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we add the raspberry extract. So it doesn't add any sweetness to the beer, but it adds the raspberry smells and flavors to the beer.
That just hit me. That raspberry is incredible. Oh my gosh. Wowza. I just can't believe how incredibly that raspberry is just so obviously there, which is what I love about it.
Yeah, well, that's what we were trying to achieve. Just to, definitely know that you're drinking a raspberry beer.
Yeah, there's nothing subtle about that raspberry, which is
Yeah.
what I just adore about it. It's like there's just raspberries in there,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I would drink just on a summer day, like you said, on your patio, that would be that's summer in a glass right there.
When I mow my lawn, I have to have one.
Yeah, there we go. That's perfect for that. And what is our very next one here, Cliff?
Next one is the Strange Path IPA, which we introduced yesterday. So this one has a lot more hops, probably 10 times more hops than these two. And 3 different kinds of hops. So there's Simcoe, Citra, and Cascade hops in this particular one.
Lovely. And where does the name come from, Strange Path?
Just to reflect the path of life. You just never know where it's going to lead you. And like myself, it's a strange path. You don't know where you're going to end up. And fortunately, I've been very fortunate in my path of life.
Oh, that's lovely. A strange path. Well, I'm happy for our strange paths to bring us here enjoying beer together.
Yes.
That's lovely. I'm very excited to try this. I understand you haven't had an IPA in a while.
For quite a while. We have had a few in the
Okay.
past, but we didn't seem to continue with them. And so I've been pushing to get an IPA on tap for quite a while. And now we have.
And this is like the first day, because you just introduced it last night.
Yes.
So this is like, I feel like a VIP, like trying your beer for the first time. Oh my gosh, I love the hops.
Yeah, so it's usually, this one starts off with a citrus tones, but then as you drink it, it finishes with the bitterness of the hops.
That is lovely.
Yes, thank you.
So punchy as well. Like the hops on there are just incredible. I love IPAs. Oh, I just spat.
They
I'm
are
sorry.
so popular now. They're like I could have probably 3 different IPAs on tap and just vary them up for different levels of hops. And but we're gonna go with one at a time.
Just that makes sense because that one is so good. I love an IPA. Always love an IPA. But what I love about this one is that it's not overwhelming. What is the very next one here, Cliff?
The next one is our Killam's Irish Red Ale. This one is the highest alcohol content beer we brew, 6.5%. We achieve the higher alcohol content by having more grain in the recipe at the start of the brew day. So this one will have 280 to 300 kilograms of grain, where the blonde will have about 225 to 230 kilograms of grain per batch.
Is this one too? Herb said that he likes to cook a lot with the red. Is it this one?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
We add that in some of the sauces. We steam our mussels in our blonde beer sometimes. We make desserts with the raspberry beer.
No way. That is just so cool. I love that malt flavor.
This is the one where the malt flavor comes forward more than the hop flavor, even though there are a lot of hops in the Irish, and the malt flavor is more forward than the hops.
That was just like velvet, like just so smooth.
Yeah. For, like I said, a high gravity beer, which is the calculation of the alcohol, it has very little bitterness.
I am just amazed how smooth that was.
Awesome.
Just like just lovely.
Cool.
And then next one, Cliff.
So the next one is, like I said, my personal favorite. This is the Rudders Red. Now, this one's even smoother, has less alcohol content, so the malt comes more forward than the Irish. Has less hops as well, so that's why the malt is more forward. It comes in at 5.4%, and like I said, it's my favorite and the smoothest of the bunch, I think.
Really? I'm so intrigued. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe the mouthfeel on that. That just coated my whole mouth. Like, that's delicious. And so, what really is the difference between these two reds?
The difference in the two reds would be the amount of grain to achieve the higher alcohol content for the Irish, and the more hops that are in the Irish give it that extra flavor, extra bitterness that we've toned down a little bit for the red, so that it's just a nice, smooth drinking red.
Just lovely. That one is, you're right, that's like dangerously smooth as well. I'm like, that one is just, it just fantastic. Oh, that's lovely.
Great.
And the last one, I'm so sad, our very last one here.
It is, but it is probably the one that has the most flavor and can be considered, I think, the most delicious. So this is our Yarmouth Town Brown. It has, like I said, subtle chocolate and coffee flavors. So when you smell it and taste it, you'll taste the coffee first, then you'll get a little bit of chocolate flavors, and once again, velvetly smooth.
Ooh. I love the color on it. You can't even see through it. Fantastic. Lovely.
Yeah, so lots of unique flavors.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's quite complex.
So this particular one would have a chocolate malt where the grain is roasted to a higher level. So that's sort of how we achieve the color as well. The grain gets roasted to different levels, to different colors. Then the color and the flavors come out of the grain during the mash and the boil.
That is so lovely. I bet this sells out like in the winter, especially.
It does. It's nice. It actually warms you up in the wintertime, and that's why we try to put in on like the browns and the porters and the stouts in the wintertime, because it's just a more soothing beer for a cold day.
I would completely agree. Cliff, these are all so wonderful and so different. Like, even just looking at it, you can see the variation between all of these beers, and they're all fantastic.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. You make such good beer.
If you're looking for a beer and food adventure like no other, then head on down to Rudders Seafood and Brewery in Yarmouth. Not only do you get a breathtaking water view, but the mouth-watering menu and amazing selection of locally made, thirst-quenching beer will knock your socks off. Scores of thoughtfully crafted, lip-smacking brews to suit every day of the week, no matter your mood or the season. You're sure to find a few new favorites at this fabulous community brew pub.